So, Preston, we got some very good news today. It's been finally announced, the thing that all of us has been waiting for, the thing that George has been working on for the past several years. It's finally here. It was finally announced.
Winds of Winter.
No, better. A Broadway play about the tournament at Harrenhal.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
What? This is hard to believe.
I swear
Really?
to God.
Broadway play?
Wait, did you really not know about that?
No, I did not. That
Oh,
sounds
I thought
horrible.
you knew. I thought you knew.
Oh,
So
oh God.
he inked out a fucking
Oh.
deal with HBO for 5 more years of whatever the fuck else he's doing. What's funny too is we just did like a recording a while ago about how much he has on his plate. Of, like,
That's why I thought you were joking. That after that list of crap, that that would be the end of it. That he couldn't possibly do more. But no, he has a Broadway play.
right,
Oh
and he
God.
is blah blah blah. He is going to be working with this other Broadway guy to bring the play to life. Mark will work with playwright Duncan Macmillan to produce the Great Tourney at Harrenhal play. It's an important historical event in the world of Game of Thrones, occurring 16 years before the event of HBO's Game of Thrones, and it'll have a young Ned Stark, Lyanna, Rhaegar, Robert Baratheon, Jaime Lannister, all that stuff. And
Oh, okay. I mean, well, I guess it's gonna spoil who's the Knight of the Laughing Tree.
maybe. Or maybe they might keep it ambiguous enough to keep the audience guessing, because it's clearly Lyanna. Um,
Well, I mean, that's the fan favorite is Lyanna. Of course, like logically speaking, if we're going completely logic,
mhm.
it would be Ned. I mean,
Whoa, I never
Ned
heard
is the
this
only
one.
Ned is the only one that makes sense.
How
Because,
so?
well, I mean, Lyanna's not trained to be a jouster, but then people question, well, maybe she had such a connection to a horse that she could do it. And there is some parallel to Lyanna being a jouster with Elia Sand being a jouster in the Ariana sample chapters. So, I mean, I admit that there's plenty of evidence that it was Lyanna, but logically speaking, this is a male-dominated society. There's no way that Lyanna's father ever popped a lance in her hand and had her joust. And so, like, her being able to joust and take down, three guys who are practiced in it, it's such a ridiculous farce that no, it would never happen. And
Maybe she's just a gifted lancer. Maybe she's just really good at doing this.
right, I mean, it logically speaking, it has to be Ned. But at the same time, story wise, there's a lot of parallels to it being Lyanna. So, yeah, maybe,
But
yeah.
yes, we're getting the Broadway play that we've all been wanting. That's the one thing we've all been wanting. Fuck
I
Winds of
I
Winter.
have been, yeah. It's amazing how I've been waiting for that. I didn't even realize I wanted it, and
Until
now
you heard it.
yes. Hopefully they'll get a deal with Disney Plus. We could all watch it during the next pandemic.
That's what I was actually thinking too, because a buddy of mine was like really hyped on Hamilton, and
Hmm.
I couldn't
It's
go see it. So, but I'm
it's
glad
pretty
Disney
easy to
Plus
get
brought
hyped on
it.
Hamilton. Yeah, you get pretty addicted to it once you start listening
Really?
to that. Oh, Hamilton is it's super like Hamilton is like it it's a great musical. It is. But it's also like it's such a musical for like lore dorks and like Wikipedia people and like all of the songs are interconnected and they like refer to themselves and refer to each other and then they're constantly throwing out like shout outs to history and other plays and things like that. It you could go line by line and it's just like, oh, here's a reference, here's a shout out, and then you can go through the song. Most of the play is music. It goes right from song to song.
Hmm.
So there's not many lines outside of song, but all of the songs like reference each other and start calling back to each other and interconnect. So it's pretty neat. It's
I need to
it's
check
good.
it out.
It's pretty. It's pretty great, you know. I mean, there's just these lot of double meanings and triple meanings. Like, you know, Hamilton has a song like, I'm not going to miss my shot. And, you know, at the time at the beginning of the play, he's trying to not miss his shot, as in like he doesn't want to miss his opportunity. And of course they're actually taking shots while doing this. But of course, like it's all like foreshadowing to the sense that to the ending where he's actually going to get shot. You know, and so like there's a lot of that going on, you know. It's a very well done, complicated, like if you're just a nerd and you like to analyze stuff like I do, like Ice and Fire, you'd love Hamilton, like just in that sense. And the really great songs that stick in your head, and you know, it's a fun show, like, you know, but it's got all of that detail, all of that, like you could make a million, you know, YouTube videos on like, you know, all of the hidden meanings and all the hidden references. But yeah.
A lot of the YouTubers I follow, whenever they talk about Disney Plus, they talked about like one of the benefits is finally getting to see Hamilton on there, and
Mm.
they rave about it. So I've always wanted to check it out, but now I'll have to. I wonder if the Thrones play will have random musicals like that, and you know,
I mean,
mm.
if they get a if they get a good writer, that's the big thing. A good writer and a good, you know, good composition and all that. I mean,
Unfortunately, Dave and Dan, they're kind of busy, so it might be hard competition. But no, I just want to get that out of the way. So that
oh God,
the
oh
Game of
God.
Thrones play is coming to probably HBO Max near you. I think that's what we're gonna get. It's gonna do a Broadway play and then it's gonna go on HBO Max.
Well, first of all, Broadway plays take years to put together. I don't know if you
Uh,
know about this. Like, I read a long interview with the South Park guys, you know, Matt Parker and
Book
Trey
of
Stone.
Mormon.
Yeah. And they said, okay, we're going to take like a year of our lives to do Book of Mormon. And so they wrote some songs and they're like, okay, they like wrote this musical and they're like ready to go. And they didn't realize that no, there's like focus groups and rewrites and more focus groups and more rewrites and then rehearsals and then rewrites. And it was 5 years of their lives. And
Jesus.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, in the end, they won Tonys, and it was, you know,
Oh,
it's a
Book of Mormon was awesome.
it's a fantastic musical. It's a fantastic musical. I think I have a very good memory of it too, because my wife didn't know anything about it, and she did Peace Corps in Africa,
Hmm.
and the second half of the play, you know, takes place in Uganda. And so that was a complete surprise to her. She's just watching this play thinking it's going to be about, um, uh, it's just going to be about, you know, Mormons or something in Utah. And then all of a sudden the setting changes to Uganda. And, you know, so it was pretty great. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see you guys in 5 years for the Game of Thrones Tournament at Harrenhal play. So
Oh
stay
God.
tuned.
Yeah. Yeah. When they're announcing it now. Yeah. Like I would say soonest would be 3 years, but yeah, more like 5 years or never. I mean, come on. Like all these projects, I hear about them and you're just like, no, they're never going to happen. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Come on. Come on.
Maybe this all means that he's winding down on Winds of Winter, and it's actually going to be announced soon. And now that he's done with Winds of Winter, he's focusing on all these things, huh? I can dream. That's the
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right.